For months, whispers swirled around the paddock. Was McLaren's surge really down to some clever flexi-wing trickery? Would the FIA's incoming front-wing deflection tests finally shake up the order? Red Bull certainly seemed to think so. Pushing hard for the change, convinced it'd kneecap the papaya surge. Well, it didn't. The big clampdown arrived in Barcelona. New limits were slapped on how much the front wing could flex, tightening the allowed deflection under load from 15 millimeters to just 10 millimeters. It sounded big, it felt dramatic, but when the lights went out on Sunday, the performance charts barely twitched. So what happened? First off, this was no sudden ambush. The FIA signaled the move months in advance. Teams like McLaren had already tested wings that complied with the new thresholds. Lando Norris even ran one back at Imola. His feedback? Nada. If the engineers hadn't told him, he wouldn't have known. That's not just driver talk either. McLaren's simulations showed nearly zero difference in downforce or balance. So when it came time to race with the new front wing regs in Spain, there was no gotcha moment, just business as usual. And while Lewis Hamilton may have called it all a waste of money, Mercedes team boss Toto Wolff had a different take. Maybe sometimes we try to believe there is a magic bullet in Formula One, but it's not the case. He's right. In F1, gains and losses are rarely explosive. They're subtle, layered, circuit-dependent. Even with stiffer front wings in play, teams weren't suddenly plummeting down the order. The change may have slightly tweaked balance, more oversteer here, more understeer there, but not enough to redraw the pecking order. It's also worth noting that some of the differences in Barcelona were muddied by teams bringing updated front wing designs. So even if the flexi-wing crackdown had any teeth, it got lost in a shuffle of upgrades. The takeaway? This wasn't a revolution. It was a minor trim around the edges of performance. A reminder that F1 isn't about finding golden fixes, it's about optimizing every tenth. Still think there's a secret sauce hiding in the wings? You won't find it here. But if you want the real stories from the paddock, hit that like, subscribe to Paddock Insider, and stay sharp. Because in F1, the truth is always in the details.